He's the former president and publisher of the Sun Herald, and now he's on the radio. Welcome to Coast View with Ricky Mathews on SuperTalk Mississippi Gulf Coast 103.1.
Welcome to Coast View, the show that celebrates the men and women who are making coastal Mississippi such a great place to live, work, and play. Speaking of celebrating, Kyle, why don't you come in and join me a minute? Kyle, the best producer a guy could ask for. How you doing this morning, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So speaking of celebrating, in the second half of the show, we're going to talk about the 228 awards that our company did. And man, that was a great production, wasn't it?
It really was. It was a lot of hard work, but it turned out really nice. I don't think we could have asked for anything better for an inaugural awards ceremony such as it was. We had a lot of participation, and it just turned out fantastic.
So, yes, 97.9 CPR rocks. You know the stations, not 105.9 The Monkey, G 96.7, and, of course, SuperTalk 103.1. And I should also add Casino Radio, our new radio station. That's a collaboration for SuperTalk Mississippi Media. And, Kyle, 13,000 nominations. 13,000. Good Lord.
300,000 votes, though.
Golly, Pete, man.
I mean, yeah,
215 categories, and, you know, the list of statistics go on from there. But I don't know if there's ever been a best of type award process. We used to do this at Sun Herald. I don't ever remember anything near over 300,000 votes. Unbelievable.
No, and this was totally done for the people, by the people. I mean, we didn't set any parameters. We kind of picked 8 categories and said, go.
Yeah.
And the people nominated every subcategory in every different fashion and then turned around and voted.
Wow. It's unbelievable. We're going to talk to Jesse and Kenny after in the second half of the show. We'll talk more about that. And one other thing I wanted to point out, I was actually reviewing some statistics today on the number of people in each state who have received the vaccine. And Mississippi is currently at 14%, which is really not bad. I mean, you can compare it to other states, Arkansas, Kansas City, Louisiana, all 14%. You know, you have some 13s and 12s. I think the best state in the United States is Alaska, 23%. But, you know, you feel the progress being made, don't you?
You really do.
One of the other statistics I wanted to understand was of the inventory that's shipped to the states, how much of it is given? I mean, how much are we staying on top of the inventory, getting shots into people's arms? And Mississippi's at like 71%. That's pretty good. Alabama's at 67%. Louisiana's at 79%. Texas at 73%. Mississippi's right there. I think Mississippi got out to kind of a rocky start, but I think once we got the legs underneath this, you know, Governor Tate Reeves is really kind of a numbers guy. He got all over it and started really studying the statistics. Things have really progressed well. So I feel it around me too. I noticed in church this weekend, we've been going to church remotely. I noticed that more and more people are starting to come to church now. So you see it around you as well?
Well, we're under another quarantine. My son was exposed last week. So
Kyle, that's the second time. That's the second time. We buy him books,
send him to school, and he comes back quarantined.
Well, anyway, we'll move on. But anyway, have a great day to Kyle, and thanks for what you're doing to help make this show such a great show. Hey, listen, if you listen to the show on a regular basis, what you know is that I am thrilled to celebrate the men and women who are working in law enforcement and in working as other first responding positions here along coastal Mississippi. It can be policemen, firefighters, emergency medical technicians. They're all the backbone of our community. And they work in so many different roles in so many different organizations. They could be in the cities, they could be in the counties, they could be actually working in any number of the federal installations here in coastal Mississippi. Last October, there was a new Naval Construction Battalion Center Chief of Police named, and I'm honored to have him join me today on Coast View. His name is Donald Dudley, and he's the new police chief. Actually, you know, we're almost to March. So I guess I can still say congratulations. It's not been that long ago, but time flies, doesn't it, Donald?
Yes, it does. Thank you so much, Rick, for having me this morning. And also, thank you for what you do around the coast. Yeah, definitely times does fly.
It does fly. So look, you came from Louisiana, you went to Grambling, played football, you have a terrific history. You went into the Navy, you got out, you stayed committed to law enforcement. We're going to talk about all that as we go through the conversation today, but tell me specifically what you do.
Ricky, I'm currently the chief of police here at NCBC Gulfport, and I have a total of probably about 70 to 80 personnel working under me as the chief of police. And I just maintain the base security and force protection, physical security posture, make sure everything is carried around the base, keeping everyone safe.
Well, which is really no small task, as we all know. I mean, the whole notion of security on bases in America changed dramatically after 9/11, and so this is no small task. But you guys, from all measurements, continue to do a great job. But there's a lot to pay attention to, isn't there?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We have to maintain the gates and everything and make sure everyone is, when they do come on board NCBC Gulfport, make sure everyone is safe, and the personnel that's coming on the outside, make sure everything is going well.
Well, that's good. So you grew up in Louisiana. Tell me about where did you grow up, and tell me about that.
Yes, Rick, I grew up in Shreveport, Louisiana, and I had four brothers. I had four brothers and two sisters, I'm sorry. But I grew up in a little small town, Shreveport, on the north side. And I went to Green Oaks High School, graduated Green Oaks, proceeded on to Grambling State University. Once I went to Grambling, I got my high school sweetheart pregnant, so we ended up going to the military. And after that, once I went to the military, 27 years of military was just smooth sailing from there.
27 years. What did you do?
Well, I was a machinist mate when I first joined the Navy. I did machinist mate for 12 years. And after that, I converted over to the MA community, which is law enforcement. And I started that 12 years. And then after that, I went on over to military police officer. And then I started that, and I went on over to 27 years of that. That's when I retired from the Navy.
Wow, that's incredible. So what is it? Tell me what is it about law enforcement that grabbed you?
Well, what it is about law enforcement that grabbed me, Ricky, was more than anything in the Navy. For us, it's just customer service, serving and protecting the people. And the way I was growing up, my biggest thing in life was anything about my parents and stuff is the protection and being able to help others. And as for law enforcement, that's what I decided to convert to law enforcement, because of serving and protecting the people and making a big influence on others.
Well, that's awesome. And you learned a lot of that value from your parents and your father. Tell me more about the kinds of things that they instilled in you that helped you sort of emerge into this really important role.
Absolutely. My father, we didn't have much when we was coming up, my brothers and sisters, and my father made sure that we understood the life values. And the only thing a man really have is his word, and it's also his integrity as a person. And my father always set the example. My father was my greatest role model. And every day that I lived this life, my father passed away in 2011. And every day that I live, I just want to make it better and stuff, and just show that you can do great things, and you put your mind to it, and you can proceed to anything you want to be.
My father was my greatest hero too. Unfortunately he died in 1979. But you talk about your father, and what I've read about your relationship with your father, it reminds me of my relationship with my father. And I often say today even that there are important moments in my life when I can literally feel his presence. It's almost like I had this guardian angel. Does that sound familiar to you?
Yes, it does, Rick. And I'm gonna be straightforward with you. I carry myself well. The only reason I joined the military is because of my family, and just to have a better lifestyle for my family. But one thing my father taught me, as what you stated, Rick, earlier, is that present with your father will always be there. It would always be there, and that would never go away, because of what your father and also my father instilled in me. But the biggest thing about it is that's that reflection that you shine every day just to make a difference, because you never know what someone is going through. And once you make that decision, help someone out and just be a better person that could make the world, as a value. Law enforcement to me is the value of helping others. That's the only way I see it. Also the protection side. And I went through the military for 27 years and I learned a lot, served on many Navy ships. And also as for law enforcement, I've been to Okinawa, Japan, also been to Sigonella, Sicily, also been to Dubai, the Middle East and Bahrain. But the difference is what your father instilled in you. Your father instilled in you that the values. And once you take those values and take them around the world, it makes a big difference.
Well, I want to talk more about that. So when we come back, this is Donald Dudley. He's the chief of police at the CV base, essentially what we call it here in coastal Mississippi. And what's interesting is that people say of you that you're a motivating force. And I get that. I mean, there's something that happens deep inside you. It's those values. It's something that got instilled in you, and you just bring that and project that wherever you go. I want to talk more about that and why that's so important for you to have such an impact on people around you. When we come back, we'll continue our conversation.
Broadcasting safe and sound from the coastal Mississippi studios. This is Coast View with Ricky Mathews on SuperTalk 103.1.
If Alexa's part of your life, you've got one more way to access SuperTalk. SuperTalk Mississippi is now available on Amazon Alexa devices. Once enabled, just say, Alexa, play SuperTalk Mississippi at any time and start listening. It's that easy. Just one more way to stay informed and connected with your state. Learn more at supertalk.fm/Alexa. SuperTalk Mississippi. SuperTalk Mississippi. Now available on Amazon Alexa devices.
When COVID started, Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply began stocking hard-to-find PPE items. When Amazon and other mega internet companies were out of stock or inflating prices, Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply was providing local schools and businesses vital PPE supplies at fair prices. When your office needs PPE supplies, office furniture, or products to keep your business operating, consider Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply. We sell that too. Buy local.
SuperTalk.fm has a new look and is more informative than ever with expanded Mississippi news coverage, the latest Mississippi weather, Mississippi sports, and of course, the talk that's important to you. Every show, every podcast, and every late-breaking story. Constantly updating the news the second new developments happen. All in one place. The new SuperTalk.fm.
Hey South Mississippi, it's Jay Allen at Jay Allen Toyota, and I got something new for you for 2021. It's the Jay Allen Certified Collection. What that means is we selected our very best inventory with under 75,000 miles and they're 6 years old or newer. That comes with a multi-point inspection, a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, and a 3-day buyback guarantee. So come check out the Jay Allen Certified Pre-Owned Collection right here I-10 exit 38 in Gulfport or on allentoyota.com.
Feeling down? Here's your prescription for a daily dose of good news and positive vibes. Good Things with Rebecca Turner. Every afternoon, Rebecca highlights all the good things happening right here in the state you call home. Daily exposure to Good Things with Rebecca Turner may cause smiling, feelings of positivity, happiness, and even laughter. When you experience these symptoms, tell your friends to listen. Okay. Weekdays starting at 2 p.m. here on SuperTalk Mississippi and now on Amazon Alexa devices.
106.3 Casino Radio is here. Tune to 106.3 to discover all of our must-see attractions and everything that's happening at our 12 incredible casino resorts. Where to eat, where to stay, what to do, and where to play. 106.3 Casino Radio has you covered with everything you need to know to help make your visit here to the coast one you'll never forget. Turn on 106.3 Casino Radio or listen now on our website, casinoradio1063.com.
Talking to the people that help make the coast such a unique place to live. This is Coast View with Ricky Mathews on SuperTalk Mississippi Gulf Coast 103.1.
Welcome back to Coast View. As I said at the beginning of the show, I'm thrilled that I had this opportunity through Coast View to celebrate first responders, firefighters, policemen, emergency medical technicians. I was one. I went to University of Alabama in Birmingham. Dudley, we're talking with Donald Dudley, who's the police chief for the CB base. I went to the University of Alabama in Birmingham to paramedic school and actually worked as a paramedic for a while, and was in pre-med actually. What my goal was to become an emergency room physician. And, so as I continued in college, I worked part-time as a paramedic and eventually decided that being an emergency room physician or a physician just in general didn't really fit my personality. That to be a doctor, you have to be able to take a leap of faith. And I have a sort of a type A personality, and it might have been hard for me to get any sleep because I would have really wanted to understand how everything worked and what's the situation with all my patients. I probably would be dead by now from worrying about it. So I changed my major and went on to get a master's degree. But the fact is, though, that time that I spent as a first responder affected me for the rest of my life. And, for example, I have come up on situations more than once, many times actually, where I had to do CPR and use some of the skills that I have. And I'm so glad that I have it. So you can call it divine intervention or whatever, but there are many times when I found myself in that kind of situation. When you're a police officer, and I had this conversation with most of the police chiefs, you're never off. I mean, even when you're off your own, you come up on situations all the time, I'm sure, where you have to be a good Samaritan, so to speak. But does that sound familiar to you?
It does, Rick. And the biggest thing about just being the police chief here on the CB base is when I make my rounds and stuff, through walking through buildings and walking through the exchange, the commissary, and people know that. But it's the same thing, Rick, what you just talked about the having a position, because the position comes with the respect.
Yeah,
it comes with the respect, and it comes from the respect of other people. But what I love about it, Rick, is the intervention divine is when you have in the inside and the uniform is there. Being the police chief is great, but when you can get a chance to help other people and make a difference and stuff, and then you're genuine and you carry yourself a certain way, that's one of the greatest feelings ever.
It definitely is. And we're honored to have people like you who are willing to give so much to make, your jobs the best they can be. So we were talking about before we went to break. So people see you as this motivating force. So before you were the chief of police for the base there, you still carried yourself like you were the police chief. You probably, people came, when someone bumps into you and say the cafeteria, what do they call you? Do you have a nickname?
Oh, Rick, absolutely. I definitely had a nickname around the base. They call me the motivator.
Really?
Motivator. And I got that a long time ago when I first came here, and I was standing guard at the gate. From my military career, I retired as a senior chief petty officer in the Navy. And I was an assistant security officer as well as an operations chief, and also as a physical security officer. But at the same time, when I retired from the Navy, I said, well, I would like to give back to the Navy. And I came on board as a guard at the gate, standing at the front gate. And my biggest thing was to tell everyone, come on down, motivator. And that's what it is. When I tell everybody to come down as a motivator, what I try to do, I try to lift anybody up that's coming on base. And that just stuck with me. My personality is, when I call a person a motivator, that's the end thing, that you lift someone up to make them a better person, and as well as you're trying to do the best you can and also get the job done as well.
I talk about this all the time on my show with various guests, and that is that one of the most important things we can do in our life is just find our purpose. A lot of people, they hadn't quite found their purpose yet, but they're looking. And once they find their purpose and pursue their purpose, that's where you start to find that you're not only making a contribution to humanity, but you're becoming a whole person too, because you believe in what you're doing, that there's passion there. When did you find your purpose?
Oh, that's a great question, Rick. And I'll be honest with you. And again, thank you for having me on this morning. And I think you just said a mouthful more than anything. And I know I'm wearing a uniform as the chief of police, but the most important thing in this life that we live is purpose. You have to understand your purpose. You have to understand what you're great at. Then you got to bring that out and allow other people to see that light shine. I found my purpose. My father left in 2011. And Rick, I was searching because my father was my best friend. My father was my everything. And I was looking for that purpose. So I went to a church called Corpus Christian Fellowship. And I went there seeking, just trying to find a way and get answers why. But I actually found my purpose in 2011. And since then, Rick, everything been amazing. It's been amazing. And I know we're talking about law enforcement and first responders and stuff, but you asked me who is Donald Dudley. Donald Dudley is just a motivated person, inspiration person that just want to make the world better and safe, and also doing my duties as a law enforcement officer. It's treating people the way you want to be treated.
Well, you know, that's what I love about my show is that we have the time actually to get a little bit behind the shield, to get behind the facade that people see and really understand the essence of who someone is. And by doing that, we get to learn about what is it about you? What, in your case, what is it about Donald Dudley that puts that smile on his face, that makes him stand so tall, as I mentioned off the air, in that beautiful uniform, and want to represent so positively, you know, that wants to live by example. What is that? What is that drives him to do that, to become that motivator? And once we understand those things about people, and I had these conversations with various people all the time, it's inspiring. It gives people, it sets an example for others to say, gosh, man, I want to find that smile. I want to find that outlook toward life. I want to find my sense of purpose in a way that makes me feel like I'm living a complete life. And when you do that, you can be a better person just in life. You can be a better police chief in life. And obviously you've figured that out, haven't you?
Yes, I have, Rick. Thank you so much again. To find that joy, and I call it joy, Rick, to find that joy within. And the only way, and like I said, I know a lot of personnel listen to this, and I know a lot of stuff going on, but the only way you find true joy is you got to go through and accept who you are, number one. And number two is you got to have a relationship. You got to have that relationship. And my Christianity, and I'm not trying to put my Christianity on no one, but my Christianity drives everything who I am. By reading scriptures daily, about understanding life, about seeing who you are as a person, about walking out the door and just being blessed to be alive. That's what drives me, Rick. That's what gives me my motivation, and that's what's giving me my glow and my shine and my smile. It's my love for Jesus Christ.
Well, I'm a faithful person myself, and so I can fully appreciate that. And right. What it does is it gives you a set of values, and it challenges you to live to that set of values. And when you do that, you know, even if someone's not religious, they will see in you that you're living by example, and that you're focused on trying to do the right thing and living sort of a moral and ethical existence. And that in itself, again, whether someone has, you know, religion in their life or not, doesn't really matter. They still see in you what a leader is. And a leader is a person who leads by example, who doesn't preach to other people to do things that they're not doing, but you're trying to do, you know, you're trying to be the best person you can be so that people will want to be led by you. And that affects people. Hey, listen, before we get too far along, because we don't have a whole lot of time left, when you became the police chief there, did you have a set of goals that you wanted to put in place? And talk to me about that.
Rick, the goal I would like to put in place as the chief of police here at NCBC Gulfport is to raise up the bar, throughout the region. I want NCBC Gulfport is a family-oriented, and the personnel, the people, the soldiers, the sailors work here is an outstanding group. But my goal as the chief of police is to set the bar to be in the best security department within the region and into the law enforcement area. And I think we got the personnel here, we got the experience here, we got the talent here, and we got some great people. And that's my goal here as the chief of police, is make this the best security forces in the Navy.
Well, I think that's a great goal. And one of the things I like, one of the reasons why I like having a conversation about the CB base on such a regular basis is because the personnel who come through that base are deployed all over the world. I mean, they have strategically important roles that they play all around the world. Some of those are based on humanity. Some of those are based on, strategic military importance. It's truly remarkable, actually, when you think about the footprint of the base and the people who come through there and why it's important for them to feel safe while they're there and feel like, they can be happy and enjoy life there and not have to worry about security, et cetera. So anyway, it has been a pleasure, Donald, to meet you. And I wish you all the luck in the world in your new role. And I look forward to continuing the conversation in the future.
Thank you so much, Rick. Thank you for having me this morning.
This has been Donald Dudley, the Chief of Police for the CB base in Gulfport. And when we come back, we'll have some representatives from SuperTalk Mississippi Media to talk about the 228 Awards. We'll see you after this break.
Hey, South Mississippi, the future has arrived. It's 2021, and at J. Allen Toyota, we're here to serve you. Want to let you know that we have Allen's lifetime warranty on every new Toyota we sell. That also comes with Toyota Care. That's 2 years and 25,000 miles of complimentary maintenance. We have a great rental department. Our service department's ready to take care of your current vehicle. We're rolling out J. Allen certified pre-owned for 2021. You got to come to I-10 exit 38 right here in Gulfport. You're going to love what we have to offer. When you think Toyota, think Allen Toyota.
SuperTalk.fm has a new look and is more informative than ever with expanded Mississippi news coverage, the latest Mississippi weather, Mississippi sports, and of course, the talk that's important to you. Every show, every podcast, and every late-breaking story. Constantly updating the news the second new developments happen. All in one place. The new SuperTalk.fm.
106.3 Casino Radio is here. Tune to 106.3 to discover all of our must-see attractions and everything that's happening at our 12 incredible casino resorts. Where to eat, where to stay, what to do, and where to play. 106.3 Casino Radio has you covered with everything you need to know to help make your visit here to the coast one you'll never forget. Turn on 106.3 Casino Radio or listen now on our website, CasinoRadio1063.com.
Hey, I'm Steve Azar, and you never know who or what you'll hear when I spend a Mississippi Minute with my friends. We are with the fabulous Norbert Putnam as he played on so many hit records, you can't count them, and produced for some of the biggest acts ever. We got to talk Jimmy Buffett.
One day at breakfast, he says, I started a new song. He says, about a night and a day in Key West, I played a bar and I got drunk, and coming home, I stepped out of my flip-flop, and I just kept going. I stepped on a beer can. And the next morning, I'm up, and I'm hungover, and I'm trying to make a margarita. I got some shrimp boiling. I can't find the salt. I said, Jimmy, I kind of like this. And he said, yeah, I think I'll call it Margaritaville.
In a Mississippi Minute. Be sure to check out In a Mississippi Minute with me, Steve Azar, right here on your local SuperTalk Mississippi station and now on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher.
Thousands of Bulldog fans have subscribed to the Thunder and Lightning podcast. Have you? On each episode, Brian Haydad and Joel Coleman give you an inside look at your Mississippi State Bulldogs. The Thunder and Lightning podcast is free and available on demand at supertalk.fm and on your smartphone. Just search for Thunder and Lightning on iTunes, Google Play, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. Thunder and Lightning from SuperTalk, Mississippi, covering the Bulldogs like no one else.
Hi, I'm Billy Kinder, host of Big Billy Kinder Outdoors here. The show Saturdays at 1, right here on SuperTalk Mississippi. Turkeys, whitetail, Grenada Lake crappie, or Gulfport redfish. We enjoy it all, especially when you're in camp with us on SuperTalk Mississippi.
Feeling down? Here's your prescription for a daily dose of good news and positive vibes. Good Things with Rebecca Turner. Every afternoon, Rebecca highlights all the good things happening right here in the state you call home. Daily exposure to Good Things with Rebecca Turner may cause smiling, feelings of positivity, happiness, and even laughter. When you experience these symptoms, tell your friends to listen.
Okay.
Weekdays starting at 2 p.m. here on SuperTalk Mississippi and now on Amazon Alexa devices.
Everyone knows the only thing better than pizza is free pizza, and right now, buy a $10 gift certificate to CC's Pizza for only $5. It's like buying a pizza and getting a pizza for free. Go to our station's website or Facebook, look for the Half Off Deals logo to purchase this amazing deal right now.
SuperTalk Mississippi, your new home for the Ben Shapiro Show.
We don't hold back. We never shy away from telling you the truth.
The most electrifying national talk show on air today.
We have the most important guests and the biggest thinkers in America.
Ben Shapiro, brutally breaking down the issues of the day.
From politics to pop culture, we take a look at all of it. So don't miss out.
Weeknights at 9.
For something new and unique in talk radio, take a listen to The Ben Shapiro Show.
On SuperTalk Mississippi.
When COVID started, Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply began stocking very hard-to-find PPE items to make our community a safer place. When Amazon and other mega internet companies were out of stock or inflating prices, Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply was providing local schools and businesses vital PPE supplies at fair prices. They were even sending thousands of dollars of PPE supplies free to local schools in need with help from other local business leaders. The next time your office needs PPE supplies, office furniture, or products to keep your business operating, consider a local company that supports your ball teams, cheerleaders, and area homeless. Consider Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply, the local guys that keep your prices fair, your service and selection excellent, and your health our business. Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply. We sell that too. Buy local.
He's the former president and publisher of the Sun Herald, and now he's on the radio. Welcome to Coast View with Ricky Mathews on SuperTalk Mississippi Gulf Coast 103.1.
Welcome back to Coast View. I really enjoyed that conversation with Donald Dudley, the chief of police for the CB base. You never know where those conversations are going to take you, and to really get into this discussion around his purpose in life and the fact that he's the motivator and how he became that and that energy and how it affects other people. It's just an awesome conversation. Hey, so Kyle, come on in for a second. As I mentioned, over the weekend, our company, SuperTalk Mississippi Media, unleashed a new awards program on coastal Mississippi called the Best of the Best in South Mississippi, the 228 Awards. And as we mentioned at the beginning, 13,000 nominations, over 300,000 votes. What a massive undertaking.
It really was. I think, we can talk about how big the actual scope of the nominees and the awards can go, but I think it just kind of goes to show the scope of people that we have working for us on how, yes, when you look back at it and go, holy cow, how do you do that? I mean, the people that we have working for us tackled it head on. There was none of this, oh my God, we're never going to get this done. We're going to be, I kind of joked and said, we'll probably still be working on the back half of the show when the first half is running. But, but
well, I mean,
great.
Look, 215 categories. What a massive undertaking. But to remind people, SuperTalk Mississippi Media has in coastal Mississippi 97.9 CPR Rocks, 105.9 The Monkey, G's 96.7, SuperTalk 103.1, and then the new radio station called Casino Radio. What a great and thoughtful approach to trying to line people around. If you think about, if you go into Yellowstone National Park and you tune into the radio station and you have this thing on a loop that you can hear about what the latest is, that's what SuperTalk Mississippi Media launched here in coastal Mississippi in this new radio station, Casino Radio. But when you bring all those brands together, it is a powerful, powerful position here in coastal Mississippi, isn't it?
It really is. When you kind of go through the different stations that we have, the different formats, the different demographics, to pull a quote from you, we cover the waterfront.
Yeah.
We truly do cover the waterfront. And then the latest edition with 106.3 Casino Radio really encompasses everything and gives you a quick snapshot of what the Mississippi Gulf Coast has to offer.
You add SuperTalk TV to that, which plays statewide, and the social media presence through YouTube Live and Facebook Live and the posting of all the videos, the opportunity to take these incredible brands, these radio brands, that each of them is very strong in this market, but collectively they're the strongest. When you bring all these brands together, and then you add social media to that and the ability to put legs on something like 228, it's amazing. I remember when I came here the first time, when I came into the station the first time, after I had agreed to start the show Coast View, I went to meet with Jesse Alvarez, and we had this long conversation about the strength of the stations and, you know, the kind of innovation that's taking place at this company. And he mentioned to me, actually, he had this vision for this award program called the 228 Awards. He talked about it. And you know, I remembered it, and we just went on about our business. I launched Coast View, and we've stayed in touch. But then suddenly the idea began to, you know, come to fruition. And the team locked their arms around it. Next thing we know, we were rolling out this incredible new process. So with that said, let's bring Jesse into the conversation. Jesse, you couldn't be happier to see how the team embraced your idea and rolled it out.
It's like watching your firstborn take a step or hit the game-winning home run. It was unreal.
And, well, let me say this before. Let me say, one of the, you know, I mentioned I was publisher at the Sun Herald and over in Mobile at the Press Register at the Times-Picayune. I had responsibilities for newspapers across the Southeast. And so I've had a lot of experience with these best of programs. Okay. But in every case that I had been involved with them before, Kyle said so well the essence of what made this one so good. And the others, we decided what the categories were going to be. We decided sort of how it was going to work. And they all did really well. Don't get me wrong, they did really well. But what made this work? And I decided not to give any of my prior input, because sometimes innovation occurs when you just let people run off with it. In this case, you let, as Kyle pointed out, you let the listeners decide. And you know, the 300,000 votes, 13,000 nominations. Jesse, are you kidding me?
It was mind blowing. You know, when the team came together, our personality is very, we're professionals, but we like to joke around a lot in this building. And so it was really important to us that our personality came through on this award show. So there was some kind of funny categories that were in there. I don't know if you saw them all, but there were some funny categories that were in there. And then it wasn't just about the business side of it, which was a very important component. We wanted to showcase what makes the coast great. That was very important. But part of that is not just the business side of it. Where's the best place to live? Where are the best schools? People want to know that type of stuff. So, yeah. And then I think the greatest part was when you think something and then for your community to fully embrace it the way that they did. I don't know that I had an idea of the number the number of nominations or the number of votes, but it wasn't 13,000 and 300,000 like that.
Yeah,
right. I think in my head, I probably thought if we could get 50,000 votes, that'd be great. A couple hundred nominations, that's awesome for year one. But Kenny was sending me screenshots of all these people posting about it. And then Mindy, who's our promotions director and new media coordinator, was sending me screenshots of people like buying ads on Facebook promoting it. And that's amazing.
Hey, what I want to do, what we're going to do for the listeners is we're going to play a segment in the next, we're going to finish this segment. We'll take a quick break after this segment. Then we'll come back and we'll play a segment from the award ceremony. So you can see the production quality was so good. The writing is so good. And I know it lasted like over 2 hours. It's just really an amazingly long show, but my goodness, 215 categories. You know, here's the thing that was powerful to me. Again, I came from a new media company, worked in newspaper most of my career, and then was involved in some very significant strategic digital media efforts. What I have seen in this company is, number one, the fact that radio continues to be very strong. I mean, there's even in the new media age, radio has an incredible role. Local radio especially has an incredible role to play in the community, and people continue to embrace it. What's powerful about this one, though, is that the only promotion mechanism used was radio, was our stations. We didn't go buy print. We didn't do TV. We did just the radio stations. And then, of course, a social, sort of an underground social media effort starts from that. It's very, organic as a result of that. And that's the way it's supposed to work. You're supposed to see social and digital sort of work together in concert with the radio. But the organic aspect of it was really strong. But what kicked it off was a really strong radio campaign. That's got, as the director of sales for SuperTalk Media here in coastal Mississippi, you've got to be thrilled to see that.
Yeah. When the team came together, we said, okay, what do we want to accomplish? Well, part of it was, like you had said, you and I spoke about this when you and I first met. It's been something that we've talked about internally in the building for a couple of years. But after COVID, it just seemed like we needed something to say, working with the people at coastal Mississippi and wanting to show the world how unique and special we are. It just seemed like the right time to finally launch this award program and showcase what makes us great in 228. And that's all it was. And then it took off. And yes, it's an amazing feeling. Like I said, it's like watching your child hit the game-winning home run. When all the numbers come through and the show's executed last night, I mean, all you can do is smile.
So when you look at a number, let's describe this.
Okay.
I got a lot of statistics, but we're not going to, this is not a statistical conversation, but there are some really important ones. Number one, 78% direct web traffic. Why is that important?
That means that people heard the ads or heard the promos that we were running on our stations, and they went to their website directly. Like they just typed in 228awards.com, or they went to Google search and they typed in 228 awards. There was no referral traffic, very low referral traffic. So that's a testament to the strength of radio station, because we told people what to do and they did it.
Wow. See, again, and this is important actually, because what Jesse is saying is that people didn't go to Google and search it and then find it that way. They listened to the radio commercial and went directly there. They acted based directly off of what the instructions were off the radio commercial. That's really powerful. I mean, that's the point I want to make sure it gets heard here. Again, I'm not a radio guy. I come from other media. And if I'm in other media listening to this conversation, I don't like it. I don't like the fact that you're 78% direct web traffic from a radio commercial. That's incredible, actually. 81% mobile web traffic doesn't surprise me, because everybody's mobile now. I mean, that's just the bottom line. But why don't we do this? If you've got any comments you want to hear about that listener engagement, we'll come back after this, and we'll also play a little segment from the awards ceremony. It's pretty cool stuff. We're talking about the 228 Awards here in coastal Mississippi that was launched by SuperTalk Mississippi Media here on the coast. We'll be back after this.
Broadcasting safe and sound from the coastal Mississippi studios, this is Coast View with Ricky Mathews on SuperTalk 103.1.
Hey, South Mississippi, it's Jay Allen at Jay Allen Toyota, and I got something new for you for 2021. It's the Jay Allen Certified Collection. What that means is we selected our very best inventory with under 75,000 miles, and they're 6 years old or newer. That comes with a multi-point inspection, a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, and a 3-day buyback guarantee. So come check out the Jay Allen Certified Pre-Owned Collection right here, I-10 exit 38 in Gulfport, or on allentoyota.com.
SuperTalk.fm has a new look and is more informative than ever, with expanded Mississippi news coverage, the latest Mississippi weather, Mississippi sports, and of course, the talk that's important to you. Every show, every podcast, and every late-breaking story. Constantly updating the news the second new developments happen. All in one place. The new SuperTalk.fm.
106.3 Casino Radio is here. Tune to 106.3 to discover all of our must-see attractions and everything that's happening at our 12 incredible casino resorts. Where to eat, where to stay, what to do, and where to play. 106.3 Casino Radio has you covered with everything you need to know to help make your visit here to the coast one you'll never forget. Turn on 106.3 Casino Radio or listen now on our website, CasinoRadio1063.com.
When COVID started, Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply began stocking hard-to-find PPE items. When Amazon and other mega internet companies were out of stock or inflating prices, Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply was providing local schools and businesses vital PPE supplies at fair prices. When your office needs PPE supplies, office furniture, or products to keep your business operating, consider Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply. We sell that too. Buy local.
When you listen to SuperTalk Mississippi, you become part of a statewide community, a community of knowledgeable, engaged, enlightened, well-informed, hard-working men and women just like you, all eager to see the Magnolia State grow and prosper. There may be some disagreement on how to get there, but the goal remains the same, for each Mississippian to reach their American dream. Thanks for listening and being a part of the conversation on SuperTalk Mississippi. SuperTalk Mississippi, your new home for the Ben Shapiro Show.
We don't hold back. We never shy away from telling you the truth.
The most electrifying national talk show on air today.
We have the most important guests and the biggest thinkers in America.
Ben Shapiro, brutally breaking down the issues of the day.
From politics to pop culture, we take a look at all of it. So don't miss out.
Weeknights at 9.
For something new and unique in talk radio, take a listen to The Ben Shapiro Show.
On SuperTalk Mississippi.
Hey, I'm Steve Azar, and you never know who or what you'll hear when I spend a Mississippi Minute with my friends. We are with the fabulous Norbert Putnam as he played on so many hit records, you can't count them, and produced for some of the biggest acts ever. Norbert, Elvis.
And I want to tell you about Presley. He had two different voices. He would sit and talk to me in a very calm, low voice. And we were at Stack's one night, and we were having lunch. We always had lunch at midnight because he was nocturnal. We sat there and we have our sandwiches, and at 1 o'clock, he looked up. He said, "Hey, Put, come on, it's time for me to go be Elvis." And he stood up, and a much deeper voice, he put on his macho voice. "Hey, fellas, it's 1 o'clock. Let's get cracking, okay?"
In a Mississippi Minute. Be sure to check out In a Mississippi Minute with me, Steve Azar, right here on SuperTalk Mississippi, Amazon Alexa, and now on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher.
Talking to the people that help make the coast such a unique place to live. This is Coast View with Ricky Mathews on SuperTalk Mississippi Gulf Coast 103.1.
Welcome back to Coast View. We're talking about the 228 Award, something launched by a group of radio stations that's part of SuperTalk Mississippi Media here in coastal Mississippi. 97.9 CPR Rocks, 105.9 The Monkey, G96.7, 103.1 SuperTalk, and the new casino radio station. We'll have to do a whole show on that coming up here pretty soon. But when we went to break, Jesse Alvarez, Director of Sales here and one of the leaders here of the Coast Group, we were talking about the 81% mobile web traffic and the listener engagement. Anything else you want to say about that before we play a segment from the award ceremony?
It just shows that we're everywhere people go. So when you think about 81% of your web traffic came through a mobile device, that doesn't mean that they're only engaging the brand at one point or another. It's with them everywhere they go. When you look at over 300,000 votes and 13,000 nominations, you think, okay, well, where's the majority? Are they at work and they're filling this out because it's a Monday? Are they doing it while they're at home? But the fact that they're doing it everywhere, it just shows you that everywhere you are, radio is, and with the right message, we can drive traffic.
Absolutely. So, hey, Kyle, why don't you tee it up now, and let's listen to a segment from the award ceremony so you can get a feel for the flavor of it.
And now, back to more 228 award winners.
And the winner is...
On 105.9 The Monkey, 97.9 CPR Rocks, and G96.7.
Welcome back to the 228 Awards, where we let you decide what's great in the 228. We plan to have the award ceremony on a huge stage and live, but we have everybody from the stations in the studio, and welcoming to the studio right now, thank you very much, Riley Knight from 97.9 CPR Rocks. You can listen to her from 2 to 6 p.m. right before me.
I have to be on my best behavior. I should say we we're all in the studio socially distanced, of course.
We're not on top of each other.
No, that would be highly inappropriate. Most of us are married.
Yep, that's it.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is go through the whole list of entertainment. It's going to take a while, so we're going to blow through this. And when we say entertainment, we're talking like, kids stuff, bowling alleys, things like that.
Family-friendly things that are not watching Baby Shark on repeat.
Yeah, and not
Thank
your
God.
typical, quote, CPR entertainment kind of stuff. All right, so let's get into this. Is there anything we're missing?
A bag of popcorn.
Grab your popcorn, pull your mask up, get in your pajamas, because this is like 1950s radio. This is going on for a while. Gather around and pretend like it's Christmas time. Let's start off this entertainment category now.
The nominees for Best Arcade: Big Play Entertainment Center, Biloxi; Cypress Lanes, D'Iberville; Margaritaville Resort, Biloxi; Mullet Top Trampoline Park, D'Iberville; Skull Axe Throwing, Biloxi.
And the winner is...
Best Arcade. Congratulations to Big Play Entertainment Center in Biloxi.
They got everything.
They do.
They got old school video games.
I love the production quality. Kyle, you got to be proud of the team, man.
I am. I kind of stayed out of the day-to-day producing of it. And when I heard the elements and sat with Dan and we talked about it and how it really, really came together, just fantastic.
Dan and Riley did a great job. Dan is the assistant producer of Coast View, so he sits in every Thursday for these, the last several weeks because you've been on jury duty.
Yeah.
But spent 15 years as a comedian, and it kind of shows in that program, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Dan's personality, once it's out, it's out. He lets loose. It was a great element for Dan to be in. And really happy the way he come out and the way it turned out in the show.
I can't wait for this to be, a Coast Coliseum event or however it ultimately ends up. But just terrific. Final thoughts, Jesse, before we sign off.
Humbleness, appreciation for the Coast, for our listeners embracing something that the team thought was pretty cool, and then for them. For locals to take it and run with it the way they did, I mean, it's an amazing feeling.
Yeah, I'm proud of the team for all that you did. And now what I get to do is I have all these categories and all these winners that I get to peruse. Because if you think about Coast View is about celebrating the men and women who are working so hard to make coastal Mississippi a better place to live, work, and play. And behind all of these stories, there are leaders and people who are working in the community to improve the community. They're making strong businesses. There's so many stories. And I've said, Jesse, I've said this on the show many times before. Dropped my phone just then. On the phone, I've said this many times that when I first started the show, people said, well, you're going to get through the first 50 to 100 leaders and you're going to run out of people to talk to. The truth is there's no end to the people that I can talk to because there are so many people either through making strong businesses or making strong businesses and staying committed to the community. There's so many people who are working to make a difference. They all have incredible stories to tell, don't they?
Absolutely. That's one thing that I learned through this is businesses that were unique that I didn't even know about. And I feel like I'm pretty plugged in. So I've got to do a little bit more research on my end and go check out some of these places.
I plan to. I'm going to build some shows around some of these folks. So I look forward to doing that. Hey, look, the power of radio. It really played out as it relates to the 228 awards. And there's probably, if you're on social media or listening to the radio, there's probably no way you haven't heard about it. So go watch the program or go read about the winners. You probably won't be surprised. A lot of names that you would sort of expect, and some surprises actually. I must mention. Anyway, thank you, Jesse. I appreciate you joining me today, and thanks, Kyle, for all you do. And y'all have a great day.
Thanks for having me.
Coast View on SuperTalk 103.1 is brought to you by J. Allen Toyota on I-10 exit 38 Gulfport. See all the incredible inventory at allentoyota.com. And remember, when you think Toyota, think J. Allen Toyota.
SuperTalk.fm has a new look and is more informative than ever with expanded Mississippi news coverage, the latest Mississippi weather, Mississippi sports, and of course, the talk that's important to you. every show, every podcast, and every late-breaking story. Constantly updating the news the second new developments happen. All in one place. The new SuperTalk.fm.
106.3 Casino Radio is here. Tune to 106.3 to discover all of our must-see attractions and everything that's happening at our 12 incredible casino resorts. Where to eat, where to stay, what to do, and where to play. 106.3 Casino Radio has you covered with everything you need to know to help make your visit here to the coast one you'll never forget. Turn on 106.3 Casino Radio or listen now on our website, CasinoRadio1063.com.
If Alexa's part of your life, you've got one more way to access SuperTalk. SuperTalk Mississippi is now available on Amazon Alexa devices. Once enabled, just say, Alexa, play SuperTalk Mississippi at any time and start listening. It's that easy. Just one more way to stay informed and connected with your state. Learn more at supertalk.fm/Alexa. SuperTalk Mississippi. SuperTalk Mississippi. Now available on Amazon Alexa devices.
Hey, South Mississippi, it's Jay Allen at Jay Allen Toyota, and I got something new for you for 2021. It's the Jay Allen Certified Collection. What that means is we selected our very best inventory with under 75,000 miles, and they're 6 years old or newer. That comes with a multi-point inspection, a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, and a 3-day buyback guarantee. So come check out the Jay Allen Certified Pre-Owned Collection right here, I-10 exit 38 in Gulfport, or on allentoyota.com.
When COVID started, Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply began stocking very hard-to-find PPE items to make our community a safer place. When Amazon and other mega internet companies were out of stock or inflating prices, Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply was providing local schools and businesses vital PPE supplies at fair prices. They were even sending thousands of dollars of PPE supplies free to local schools in need with help from other local business leaders. The next time your office needs PPE supplies, office furniture, or products to keep your business operating, consider a local company that supports your ball teams, cheerleaders, and area homeless. Consider Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply, the local guys that keep your prices fair, your service and selection excellent, and your health our business. Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply. We sell that too. Buy local.
Hey, I'm Steve Azar, and you never know who or what you'll hear when I spend a Mississippi Minute with my friends. We are with the fabulous Norbert Putnam as he played on so many hit records, you can't count them, and produced for some of the biggest acts ever. We got to talk Jimmy Buffett.
One day at breakfast, he says, I started a new song. He says, about a night and a day in Key West, I played a bar and I got drunk, and coming home, I stepped out of my flip-flop, and I just kept going. I stepped on a beer can. And the next morning, I'm up, and I'm hungover, and I'm trying to make a margarita. I got some shrimp boiling. I can't find the salt. I said, Jimmy, I kind of like this. And he said, yeah, I think I'll call it Margaritaville.
In a Mississippi Minute. Be sure to check out In a Mississippi Minute with me, Steve Azar, right here on your local SuperTalk Mississippi station, and now on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher.
Everyone knows the only thing better than pizza is free pizza, and right now, buy a $10 gift certificate to CiCi's Pizza for only $5. It's like buying a pizza and getting a pizza for free. Go to our station's website or Facebook. Look for the Half Off Deals logo to purchase this amazing deal right now.
When you listen to SuperTalk Mississippi, you become part of a statewide community, a community of knowledgeable, engaged, enlightened, well-informed, hard-working men and women just like you, all eager to see the Magnolia State grow and prosper. There may be some disagreement on how to get there, but the goal remains the same, for each Mississippian to reach their American dream. Thanks for listening and being a part of the conversation on SuperTalk Mississippi. Feeling down? Here's your prescription for a daily dose of good news and positive vibes. Good Things with Rebecca Turner. Every afternoon, Rebecca highlights all the good things happening right here in the state you call home. Daily exposure to Good Things with Rebecca Turner may cause smiling, feelings of positivity, happiness, and even laughter. When you experience these symptoms, tell your friends to listen. Okay. Weekdays starting at 2 p.m. here on SuperTalk Mississippi and now on Amazon Alexa devices.
It's 2021 and J. Allen Toyota still has a lifetime warranty on all new Toyotas. They all come with Toyota Care. We've got a great rental department. We've got great used cars. We've got a parts and service department ready to help you. So when you think Toyota, think J. Allen Toyota.
When COVID started, Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply began stocking hard-to-find PPE items. When Amazon and other mega internet companies were out of stock or inflating prices, Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply was providing local schools and businesses vital PPE supplies at fair prices. When your office needs PPE supplies, office furniture, or products to keep your business operating, consider Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply. We sell that too. Buy local.